stepping up my game. I'm a groove student, yes I am. With groove, I know I can. Read my master plan. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. I'm moving. I'm moving, yes I am. Groove Nation inspires me. The buzz loose and break free. I'm dancing to my dreams. Bursting at the seams. I'm feeling groove-alicious. Groove knows who I am. 'Cause now is my time to have a groove state of mind. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving. Oh, I'm grooving. I'm grooving, yes I am. I'm grooving.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's awesome to have you here. And I see there's a few people in the chat already. Tyra, again, thanks for being here, Tyra. John Korf, and Queen Bees. Annie, thank you for coming into our stream today. So today's going to be a bit more of a relaxed, sort of laid back type sort of a session about Groove.ai and some of the things you can do. We're just going to recap on some of the things that we've done over the last week and a few days, and just to go through, pretty much make sure that you are familiar with what you're going to be seeing very shortly if you're a backer. And if you're not, you need to be a backer, because we are running out of time. The backer is just about over. So if you haven't gone in and become an AI or Groove.ai backer, then you need to do it soonish, very soonish. Now, I'm going to introduce Nicholas McIntosh. I'm going to bring him into our stream here, and obviously he doesn't really need any introduction. But if you're not too sure who this fine-looking gentleman is, this is Nicholas McIntosh. Now, here's the funny thing. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Nicholas is from Australia and I am from New Zealand. And it's very rare that you get a Kiwi and an Aussie teaming up. We normally compete against each other. We compete against each other in rugby and netball and whatever, basketball, the whole thing. And so it's actually it's good that we're on the same team, him and I. So glad to have you here, Nicholas. And like I was saying before, I'm sure this is going to be just more of a laid-back conversation about Groove.ai and what we've covered. So, you've been in there, you've played around with it, obviously, over the last week or so. How do you find it? Is there things in there that you want to sort of give a special mention, or have we already covered all that, or is there more? Is there any more new features that have been added?
Well, Groove.ai is like a set of steak knives on those steak knife commercials, right? Because there's more coming. There's always more coming. And it's good to see you again, Peter, as always, even if you are across the ditch, right? It's, as Peter says, there's a bit of rivalry between us, but, we get on like a house on fire, Peter and I, and it's always great to work with somebody, across the ditch, as we say here. But, Groove, we're working with people all over the world. And that's the beautiful thing about Groove.ai too, is that no matter where you are, you're going to be able to get access to the software because it's a SaaS-based program. So for those of you who don't know what SaaS means, it means software as a service, right? Software as a service. And it's a fantastic service. I think one of the things that really inspires me, Peter, about the new AI tech that we're bringing out, one login, one dashboard, always handy when you want to access multiple AI systems, right? Because that just drives me crazy. Not to mention the fact that a lot of these AIs have brains like peanuts, as we know, right? They just don't remember things, where Groove.ai is more like an elephant. It can remember everything you put into it, right? So it's fascinating. But the concept, as we know, of being able to go into the dashboard and change the language, that is just phenomenal, because it means that there's the opportunity, no matter what language you want to work in, you'll be able to work in multiple languages. So I just want people to think about the ability to create content in English. That's one thing. But to be able to then have it translated into multiple languages. And I'm thinking of, not just emails, but what happens if you've got a blog in multiple languages, or you've got content on videos? I mean, you can imagine doing a video and you put it out there and you get, so many views on YouTube or TikTok or whatever for the language it's in. But imagine what it would be like to be able to use and repurpose the same content, click a few buttons, and have everything that's English translated to German or French or Italian, and then whack that video up as well. Man, the engagement rate just goes through the roof. And that's what I'm really excited about, is the ability to repurpose content rather than having to bash my head against the wall and constantly try and create new content, right? Because as business owners, we got enough to do.
Actually, it's funny when you mentioned about the translating. I belong to a business networking group for my own local business here from where I'm from, and it's called BNI, which is Business Networking International. It's fairly global, and I did a demo of our Groove, even our Groove.ai Chrome extension. I did a demo at one of on our last meeting we just had on Wednesday, and they were just absolutely gobsmacked. They couldn't even believe it was a free Chrome extension, and it was a bit of a game changer in their minds, because they I even did a translation. I even translated it into Japanese on the fly. It was just on the fly. So it was actually a really cool session that I did, and from that I got quite a few of them interested in what's coming out, in terms of Groove.ai and things like that. And it's one of those platforms that it's a lot like Groove.cm. It's got everything there, like you said, everything there, everything at your fingertips, and you don't have to keep bashing your head against the wall trying to go from one thing to another to another to another. So anyway, look, Nicholas, I was thinking, maybe we could have a bit of a Q&A if there's people out there in the chat wanting to ask any questions about Groove.ai. What can they expect? I know we've covered a lot, but there might be some questions in your minds that you want to ask about it. But just feel free to comment in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it. But we'll just carry on discussing, having this conversation about Groove.ai, because, one of the biggest things is that you need to be on there. You need to get in there if you're not a backer already, but you need to get in there, because you're going to miss out on that lifetime deal. And that's probably the most important thing that you will do. And I think we're only just like a few hours away, are we?
Yeah, I was going to say you might want to bring the page up, Peter, and show everybody what's going on, because it's the middle of the night in US, and the countdown clock is on. Look, we got 1 hour
look at
and 50 minutes left. Look, the page has changed. It's the last call, the last hurrah, right before they shut the doors on the backup program. And it's very clear there. After midnight, it's going to be $2.99 a month forever, right? Forever. Now, really, that's still cheap to run a business, considering what Groove.ai is going to be able to do for you and your business. In fact, when we're talking about this, I was looking at something the other day, and there's been a lot of information coming through about how AI is going to take over jobs, right? And what interested me about that was that there's a lot of panic about it. Me personally, I'm not panicked about it. I'm actually excited about it because I'm looking at the revolution of AI like the industrial revolution. I remember well, not me personally. I'm not that old. I can't remember back then, but I've read a lot of history and a lot of books about what happened during that period. And one of the fascinating things was there was a lot of people back then saying, "Oh, it's going to end the world," you know. We're all going to lose our jobs and blah, blah, blah. The funny thing was, this was a time when production and factories was coming in, right? Automation was coming in, and they were all worried about things like the motor vehicle taking over. And what are we going to do with our horse and carts? And we're all going to be out of jobs, and the milkman's going to be out of a job. And it never happened. What happened was that people had to retrain themselves in a new set of skills, right? So AI, learning AI and understanding AI is a new set of skills. And in fact, I was talking to some friends of mine the other day that are teachers. And just like your BNI group, they got really excited when I showed them about Groove.ai. One of the reasons is this. We understand that as things are moving forward, within 5, 10, 15 years, the consensus here, and it may or may not happen that quick, it may be quicker, we don't know, but the consensus is that the education models that are currently out there in schools and universities are going to change forever. Because what people are being taught in school right now, by the time they get out of school, the knowledge and the technology has moved so far ahead so quickly that what they learn is almost useless. It's almost invalidated, right? And so what a lot of these teachers are finding is that, and you hear them all the time, I will guarantee it, just to every country in the world, we don't get paid enough as teachers for dealing with what we deal with, right? And a lot of these teachers are saying to me, look, we've got a lot of knowledge. We're not getting paid enough. We don't want to have to deal with all of this extra drama, all of this extra work. But we're also fearful about the future of education. And I said, well, look, you don't need to be, because what you want to be thinking about here is taking all that knowledge that you've got, and with a system like this, and then I showed them Groove.ai, how you can create all of your courses and all of your content, and you can go out into the marketplace and sell it, and you can be specialized. And I think that is what is going to happen. The schools and the universities within a few years are going to start to shut down because students or anybody that wants to learn anything will be able to go to an AI system and get some basic information. And then from there, what they will look for is someone who specializes in that type of education and training. And if you're a teacher or an educator that has built a membership site, and you've got all that going, which, by the way, you can do with Groove.cm, right? So Groove.cm with Groove.ai combined, they are really excited about it. So I'm working on a few projects with teachers and educators, and even I'm excited about it, right? Because I'm getting to learn stuff I didn't even know existed. And that's the thing. People are going to be able to focus on what they are not only good at, but what they love to do. What they love to do. And I think in the next 10 years, with robotics as well and AI, man, if anybody has seen that Amica robot that's floating around online, if you haven't seen that, go and look at that. That is crazy. Within 10 years, they're going to be everywhere. And we're not, mind you, right? And I say this to everyone, don't freak out. But if you haven't seen the movie I, Robot with Will Smith, go and have a look at your future, right? Because that is what we're talking about. And funnily enough, art imitates life more often than not, right? So I can see all this coming, and I'm really excited about it and getting in on this now, AI now with Groove.ai. learning the system, which is, as we know, Peter, it's just so simple to use, right?
Oh,
No more prompt engineering. Yay!
I
Right?
was just amazed just how easy it was, Nicholas, and just how much time it saved me. I mean, it was just unbelievable. So yeah, absolutely. And to write copy for blogs and posts and right there at your fingertips, that was actually a really cool thing for me. We just had a question there in the chat there, Nicholas, and maybe you could have an answer for this. What trainings
Right.
will be given? This is from Tyra. What trainings will be given once we receive access?
Great question. Well, there will be training. Obviously, I mean, for those of you who've been following along with Groove and with Mike, even during the day time in the US, you see Mike has constantly been doing updates and training on Groove.ai and how you can use it and what you can use it for. But the thing about training is this, is that when you provide training as a company for a product or a service, generally what you are doing is you're providing a high level overview of what the software can be used for and predominantly how to use it. There's never ever going to be any training on your specific business type, model, and industry. If you're looking for that, you're going to have to go out and look for a specialist in that niche that is using Groove.ai for that purpose. And believe me, they are going to be out there, because what do we know about Groove.ai that nothing else has is the knowledge base. The knowledge base is the key to this. So the one training that you really want to get your head around when it comes out, when you get access to it, is how do you create and use the knowledge base?
Yeah.
Because the knowledge base is it's the secret source to the success of everything you're ever going to do. Because you can be searching online and you might find some new blog post, new video, new whatever about something that's happened in your industry, and you can add that to your knowledge base. And then what that's doing is it is just gradually expanding. And I want you to think, and I want you all to think about it this way. You've heard the concept LLM when it comes to things like Chat GPT, right? And if you haven't, then are you under a rock? Where have you been hiding, right? So LLM stands for Large Language Model. What Groove.ai is doing by allowing you to create your own knowledge base essentially is allowing you to take all of this knowledge and creating a large language model. In essence, it's not exactly the same, but in essence, what you're doing is you're creating a language model about your industry within a knowledge base within Groove.ai. There is nothing else on the planet, nowhere, anywhere, that even comes close to having that concept, let alone being able to pull in information from every blog, audio, text, PDF, image, video, XML spreadsheet, you name it, you'll be able to pull it in there. And so there is heaps of opportunities in there. And if you're looking for training, there will be training on how to use the platform. But at the end of the day, what is it? What is it that you want to create? And whatever it is in the way of text and eventually images, audio, and video, you will be able to accomplish inside your Groove.ai account. So 1 hour to go, or just over an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes. I'm excited.
An hour and 40 minutes. I can't wait. Hey, listen, that knowledge base, I'm really excited about that, actually, Nicholas, because I myself, just with the some of the business community here, people that I know in business, actually, I've told them about, just how they can automate their business and how they can actually have the knowledge of their business uploaded and then be able to streamline their customer service by just having having a chatbot access their knowledge base and being able to serve up information not just to their customers or their clients or potential customers, but also to their sales staff or their human resources staff. Whatever access they're allowed to sort of have access to. So it's all those sorts of things that I'm really excited. I do actually have a friend of mine who's a veterinarian, and he's just started up his own vet, and it's going very well for him. But he needs to streamline because he's getting so busy. He doesn't have the staff to do a lot of the other things that he wants them to do. So admin has become a real core, I guess, focus for him to how they can be done better, how they can be streamlined better. So I'm really looking forward to this, to that knowledge base feature being implemented, and I know definitely he's going to be one of my customers when that comes into play. Tyra's made another comment here. I am looking at 300 million who will be laid off over the next few years. Imagine them using Groove and Groove.ai to build a foundation and infrastructure. Yeah, absolutely, Tyra. The thing is that if you're going to get Groove, if you're not on Groove.cm platform already, you need to. And that will obviously be complemented by the Groove.ai. To have both would be much more beneficial for you, but you definitely make sure that you're going to get in for the Groove.ai today. So, just on that there, Nicholas, 300 million, who would be laid off over the next few years? I mean, that's an astonishing amount of people, I guess. But if everybody can get on and jump onto something like this, obviously that would actually resolve a lot of people's, I guess, issues when it's going to come to, what do I do next? Like you said before, teachers may become, maybe redundant in their jobs, but they can actually specialize by, creating their own courses, their own types of businesses online, and become experts at what they do. And obviously there will be employers around the country, around the world, that will be looking for people like them, right? So so wherever there's something probably seemingly it looks bad, there's always an opportunity in there. And that's what I think that's what this is all about. I remember when the internet was such a evil thing, the internet is gonna, it's it's gonna take away jobs. It's there's some bad stuff on there. People are going to have access to this and that, which is not really good. But there are some good things about the internet as well. Probably more so good things than bad things. And I think that's what AI is going to be like. It's going to be more good things are going to come out of it. I think they're already developing that now. I think there's cancer research. They've been able to do sort of progress in their cancer research when it comes to, I guess, finding cancer cells at very minute stages where before they couldn't find them, and so, but later
individual medicine, right? That's what it's going to come down to. They're going to be able to, genome and genome sequence. I mean, I was reading something the other day, which was quite interesting when it comes to the human genome, as an example, right? For them to work out how that all worked, it used to take a series of PhD students, and when I say a series of, I mean hundreds of them, years, decades in some cases, to work some of this stuff out, right? And then basically what happened was somebody worked out, well, there's all this research already out there. Why don't we just pump it into an AI and see what type of answer it can come up with? So they took all the research, they pumped it in, they looked at the end result of the papers that were generated by all of these PhD students, right? So what was the end result? And then they gave all that information to AI and asked it for the result. And what took 10 years for all these people to do, AI spat out in a matter of minutes, man, and it was almost identical. It's like the unbelievable stuff that this can do to help people is incredible. And look, I can give you another really good story about how technology continuously changes the world. Does anybody remember a little company called Kodak? Right. For some of you older generation, you might remember this, right? You used to get a camera and you had the film inside and you'd take it out, you'd go and you'd get it made up and and then come back. Well, funnily enough, the true story of Kodak is this. One of their employees, and I'm not going to drop any names, but we know some of you may know who these people are. One of the employees at Kodak actually developed the digital camera. And he took it to the CEOs and they said, nah, not interested. You know, we'll lose too many jobs. Exactly what people are saying about, we'll lose too many jobs. It's not good for us. You know, all of our money is in processing film. How do we make money? Blah, blah. All they did was focus on the negative.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Where is Kodak now? Kodak is gone. The company is stunk because they didn't take action on making a change, right? So what I'm saying to you is this. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, AI is going to affect it. And if you don't get involved and make the changes yourself, the goals will be changed for you, whether you like it or not. And I would rather personally have an understanding of what's going on and make that change, even if I don't understand everything about it. At least if you're moving in that direction, right? What do they say about the cattle on the savannas, on the plains, right? It's always the weakest animal, the animal at the end of the pack that gets hunted down by the lions, right? Don't be the last one in the pack. Get ahead of the game, right? Chase it down. Get out there and start to learn it. You can learn this stuff. And with Groove.ai, it's just made it so much easier, right? If you can copy, paste, point, click, and do a little bit of thinking, you'll be fine. Yeah, Kodak, RIP. Yes, Nick Hill. That's correct, right? They are gone. But they're not the only ones, right? As I said, let's go back and have a look through history. I think a lot of people forget about this, right? It seems that the world has a Twitter mentality. If it can't be in 160 characters, man, I don't remember it, right? It's like ChatGPT with its peanut brain. You got to get past that. Look at history and look at what happened. Every time there's a major shift in technology, this also happens. There's a major shift in wealth. The wealth transference of the world is happening right now. And you can be a part of that right now if you get involved with this. So, ride the wave or get wiped out. Shani Lewis, very great comment. That's exactly the way, right? Ride the wave or get wiped out. So,
you know, you made a very valid point there, Nicholas. You know, like this evens the playing field for a lot of people, right? When it comes to actually, in terms of economically, it evens that playing field where anybody can jump on this and be able to, create an income out of it. And so this is the big part of the whole movement in terms of Groove.ai, being able to enable you to become an entrepreneur online, to be able to do a lot of the things that you thought you wouldn't be able to do. Now there's people out there. I know myself at some point earlier, probably maybe a year or so ago, I would never ever thought that I could do affiliate marketing. Never. But then, once you learn, you learn from people, and Nicholas, you've been a good teacher in that area as well. You learn how to do it, and then you learn how to actually match everything together, and to be able to create a sales funnel, connect your affiliate link and start selling online. And that's, I've always been someone who did e-commerce rather than affiliate marketing. So that was a bit of a new game for me. But, with the use of AI and of the content that you can create for affiliate marketing, is just unbelievable. And the other thing is that when you're talking about, AI finding all that information out there and correlating it and then coming up with a solution, that's that's something I think there's another name for it. It's more like generative AI. Is that, am I correct? Yeah. So AGI or something like that, where it actually finds solutions when no one else can.
Well, this is what I'm thinking, right? Is that a lot of people are looking at AI and they're looking at it from a marketing perspective, and that's fantastic for those of us who are in business. But I want you all to consider this as well. What about if you have all of your family history in your own AI platform, right? Because then it's not public. In Groove AI, it's in your own knowledge base, right? It's not public information. So you can start gathering information about the history of your family. And because it's an online SaaS program, you could pass that knowledge base down to generation after generation after generation. In fact, this was something that stunned, or it shouldn't have really stunned me, but it did in a way, right? I had a friend of mine that is, they're an archaeologist, right? And they're also a bit of without getting into it, they're a bit of a religious scholar, right? So what they've been doing, when I showed them this, man, they got really excited, because what they suddenly realized was they could put in all of the knowledge of history from all these different nationalities and religious thought processes and whatever, and start working out where all the connections between people around the globe are. Where's the connection and where's the disconnect, right? The amount of information that you could then tie together, and as you just said, Peter, come up with solutions to problems that people have never even thought about before. That's the resolve, right? Because in business, what is your job in business? Your business is not just to create a product and sell it. Anybody can create a product now, especially a digital product. It's not that hard. The question is the product fit for consumption? So what you really want to be doing is using AI tools to help you work out what are the gaps in the market, right? How do you solve a problem, and then you create the product to solve the problem? Or you use it to create the problem. You create the problem, you tell everyone there is a problem, and then you help them solve it, right? Because that's what businesses do. Business is designed to help you. If you want to make money out of a business, the ultimate goal of a business is to help solve problems. It's all about problem solution. The thing about AI, though, here is it's going to help you focus in on the problems within your industry or business that you may never even have thought about, because it can come up with ideas and concepts that would have never even entered your mind. And that's what excites me too, right? Because look, just think about the possibility here. It's the possibility. It's not, if somebody says to you, oh, no, I'm all right, I don't want to get involved with it, everything's going to be all right, my life's fine. I want you to answer this question in your own head. Can you guarantee that nothing's going to go wrong in your family in the next week, month, year, decade? Can you guarantee you're going to have the same job that you've got now in the next week, month, year, decade? Can you guarantee that the world is not going to change around you in the next week, month, year, or decade? You can't. There's no guarantees to anything in life at all, except that you have the opportunity to pay it forward now into the potential future that's available. Because the result of life is it's all about potential. It's about the possibility. There is no guarantee in anything. The only thing that's guaranteed in life is death and taxes and change, right? Death, taxes, and change. They're the only three things you can guarantee are going to happen. So you move with the change, and you make your life and you build a life based on taking action on what you think could happen in your future. Without a dream, a goal, and an aspiration, what have you got? What did you get up for this morning? Why did you get up this morning? What drives you? That's what you need to know. And I'm telling you now, Groove.ai is going to be one of those tools in the arsenal kit that is just going to help you float through this challenge quicker than anything else that's ever been developed out there. Laptop lifestyle. We can access it from anywhere in the world too, right? Because it's a SaaS program. Another exciting reason to get it, right?
So, Nicholas, just on the point of using AI, I know if there's anyone that out there that may not know how to actually do a prompt, say for instance in ChatGPT, to actually get the answer or the solution that you want. The one thing that I found when first starting out at the beginning of this year using AI or using ChatGPT was that eventually you talk to it like it was just another person. You tell it what you're after, or even if you just treat it like it was an employee. Hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm trying to achieve. So, what's the solution? How can you help me? Get to the result that I'm after. And most times it will come up with the answer. Now, obviously, ChatGPT's a little bit now behind the 8 ball, but there are other ones, other platforms, or what do you call it? Well, similar to ChatGPT out there. But I find that just simply talking to it, and as if I was talking to you about something, just discussing something, that it responds really well. And I think at the very start, though, I was talking to it like I had to be some sort of scientist and give it a magic formula for it to be able to come up with the result that I'm after. But it wasn't like that at all. But there is a little bit more of a prompt engineering in the whole mix. But once you start, doing it and you put some effort into it, you start to figure it out for yourself. That, hey, maybe if I ask it this way, maybe if this is what I should say, you will find that your knowledge of it and how to do it will increase. And that's how I learned anyway. I'm just going to read some of the stuff that we've got here, Nicholas, before we carry on. John Korf, what would be a good pricing structure to use to approach companies with? Now, I'm gathering what he's talking about is that if I guess if using Groove.ai as a kind of a white label type sort of a system, or something like that.
Well, that's the thing, right? And if you've been watching Mike, one of the things you'll know about Groove.ai is you'll be able to create industry information in a knowledge base, create a bunch of information about that industry, and then obviously sell it on. So what I know a lot of people are going to be doing is this. They're going to be creating a funnel or a sales page where they basically say to people, if you're in X industry and you're looking for, sales copies, emails, headlines, bullet points, blah, 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 then tell us what you need and we'll give you a quote. And basically, you just gather some information from the client about what they want. You would then literally take that and pump it into Groove.ai, generate all of the content they need, and within Groove.ai, you will have an option of just allowing them to see what the end result is, like a Word doc. When you share a Word doc or you share a Google doc with somebody, they can't edit it, they can't change it, they can't do, all they can do is read it. Well, that's what's going to be happening. And people are going to be able to sell that knowledge. The key here is to think about the industry you're in. And when you get access to Groove.ai, start building the knowledge base. The knowledge base is the key to it all. Think about it another way. Why do people say Google it? Because Google is a massive knowledge base, right? Why do they say when you go to YouTube, you type in a certain whatever you're looking for, and and YouTube goes out and does a search on all the keywords and whatever, all the information, what is it looking through? It's looking through a knowledge base, right? So for those of you who really understand what you've got your hands on, and if you haven't, I'm hoping that in 1 hour and 19 minutes and 36, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds, you're going to grab hold of Groove.ai, right? So that you know you have the tools for the future. But it's a great question, right? The answer is it's really up to you. You create your sales flow. You decide what the price is. Maybe you could use Groove.ai to help you do some market research to find out what's the average pricing structure for X within my industry. Right?
Yeah,
Think
absolutely.
outside the box. The answer to the question is the question's answer itself. I'll say that again, right? The answer to the question is the question's answer itself.
I think I kept up with that one, Nicholas. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, there's your answer, John. What Nicholas just said. Anyway, look, there's a couple of other comments. I think what we've got here. Oh, Nancy. Welcome back, Nancy. Good to have you here again. AI is I'm guessing that means tsunami. Hard to stay on the wave of. Yeah, well, once you're in the mix and you're communicating with people who all speak in the same sort of like I guess conversation when it comes to AI, you can actually learn off others too as well. I mean, I find I learn a lot of Nicholas and a few others in our team. But that's the sort of thing that when you're in that group of people, you do learn a lot as you go. And obviously, when you're doing a lot more, the whole thing about this Groove.ai is you got to get in there and you just got to use it, and you got to keep using it every day. I use AI for everything that I do, whether it be posts, whether it's to solve issues that I might have in terms of websites. Or it's funny actually, Nicholas, I'm just going to tell you this. I'm going to share this with you.
Yeah.
I think I showed you that group, that business page that I had that had probably just over 5K followers.
Yep.
I think I showed you that a while ago, and I've been banging my head on how am I going to transition them into, kind of a different type of a niche market, if you like, because the transition is going to be quite sort of, too obvious. I wanted to do it subtly. And so I decided that I was going to put it out to AI and just see what answers came up. And I was amazed. Amazed at, I told it that I wanted it to be a subtle transition. I also wanted to be a transition that was related to what it was before. It even came up with a new name for the Facebook page as well. And so I'm pretty excited. I'm going to implement that, at some point in the next 2 days, and get that going, because that is definitely something that for me, it's going to be a bit of a game changer too, as well, when I'm marketing as well. So
again, it's all about the concept of the knowledge base, right? I mean, you were mentioning before, and you just mentioned it again a few seconds ago, that we like to work in groups, right? We go and talk to different people and get different opinions and different ideas and different resources and whatever to help us gather our own thoughts, and then sort of make a move forward. The thing about AI is this: it's like having 1 million consultants that are within that industry, the best of the best of the best of the best of every consultant. And instead of you having to go out and send out thousands of emails and make hundreds of phone calls and take notes about this and have stuff all that, and then still be confused at the end of it, right, which is what most of us do, is that you can, like you just said, you can put it into AI and it will give you the answer, and it will give you the best answer based on what you're asking it. It's a very specific answer to a very specific question. So the answer to the question is the question's answer, right? It's back to that same thing.
I'm very amazed at how I can be very articulate. But But anyway, look, actually, I was just going to mention there's a few other people that are joining us actually that haven't been on our sessions before. We've got Gabriel Ramos. He's in. He says, I'm in. Good on you, Gabriel.
Fantastic.
Congratulations.
Gabriel. Good
And
job. Well done.
who else? I think we did actually have another one up the top there, Sarah. She's joined us as well. So welcome, Sarah and Shani. Of course, you mentioned Shani before, and Nick. Thank you for being here. Hey, listen, Nicholas, we actually have got that special guest we had last week, or the other day actually, pop back into the backstage there. And I think he's waiting very patiently for us to introduce him.
So let's make you wait a bit longer, right? I saw him before. I just want him to make sure his systems are okay, right? Because I was watching down in the green room there, and I was watching him, and he looked like he was playing on his phone, and I kept seeing all his phone messages pop up on his screen. So we might want to make sure he's kosher, just in case he's messaging someone and all these messages pop up on the screen, right?
Of course, right. Yeah. Oh, here's one more in-flight music.
In-flight music.
Back a few hours ago. Good on you. Congratulations for backing. That's an awesome decision that you've just made. All right. So I'm going to bring in our. Well, I guess he's a guest. I suppose
he's a bit of an AI guru too, right? I mean, he does a lot of training. Does a lot of training on AI, and he's someone you definitely want to follow along with when it comes to understanding a little bit more about the concepts of what you can do with AI. So let's bring him on, Peter.
Okay. Well, I don't think he really needs any introduction, but here he is, Mr. Ching-Yu Tan. Welcome to the session, Ching-Yu. Good to have you here.
Hello, and thank you very much, Nicholas. Thank you very much, Peter, for this amazing session. Throughout the entire launch, we've been seeing you both on the Groove at Nights, and you all have been helping us recap all of the Groove-A-Thons, and not only that, sharing with us very valuable insights from your own personal experience, hands-on experience using the Groove.ai platform. So you all see the counting down right now, right? You are 1 hour and 12 minutes away for the lifetime offer. If you haven't gotten it already, today is your last day. Just take action. Just take action on it. And one of the things that both Peter and Nicholas were sharing about, right, was about the jobs that are lost to AI. Tyra was the one highlighting this, right? So I was quickly looking up via Bing chat and then online to see, okay, what are the statistics out there when it comes to AI? Because there's always two sides of the coins, right? So yes, there will be jobs lost, but the question is, what about the potential jobs gained? Right. So this is where I saw, in the research by the World Economic Foundation, right, they estimate that AI and robotics will create 60 million more jobs than they eliminate by 2022 last year, right? So the exact numbers was AI could displace 75 million jobs by 2022, and then yet it will create another 133 million new roles. Okay, so it is a net positive overall. But the question is, if you are one of those who are displaced amidst the 75 million, will you upskill yourself so that you can dive into the opportunity of the 133 million jobs out there? Right. So, I believe that because you join us, together with Nicholas and Peter throughout all of these trainings on the Groove.cm platform, you are a lifelong learner. You're ready to upskill yourself. So, I'd like to invite you to a very special training. One of the things Tyra asked, will there be any trainings provided, right, once Groove.ai is launched? Well, the good news is even before Groove.ai is launched, we already have ongoing trainings for you. So if you love to have trainings, type in trainings into the chat right now, because what I'm going to share with you is just head on over to groove.cm/resources. The link is groove.cm/resources, and then just scroll down to this AI marketing insider secrets over here. Okay, discover how to make the most out of your Groove.ai lifetime account with additional training on AI marketing designed to help you monetize your new backer platform. So learn this training, you will be way ahead of the rest, right? Probably 95%, 99% of the population out there. Click on this button, unlock Groove.ai marketing, and then you will be driven to this page. You will see that our upcoming event will be live on September 7th, right? If you're watching this on the replay, we have ongoing live sessions going on. So always just head back to groove.cm/resources. If you all missed a training, the links will be over there. The next training will be on September 7th. It's at 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific. And during this training, not only will I be sharing my insights, but we have the internet insider himself, Simon Leong. If you don't know Simon Leong already, he was one of the early pioneering teams in Google, setting up their agency team, their optimization team. And not only that, he even was hands-on, responsible for tweaking, dealing with the algorithm in Google used up till today. So now he brings his insights from Google on how you can master AI for your own marketing and internet domination, right? Let's start building your empire together. And then, together with amazing leaders and mentors like Peter and like Nicholas, your future is absolutely bright. For those of you who are already invested in the Groove.ai platform, you have made the right choice. You are amongst the top leaders in the industry. All right. So back to the both of you.
Yeah. Thanks, Jingyu. Yeah, I mean, that's the exciting part, right? As Jingyu just said, again, there's all this industry information coming out. Yes, there's going to be a lot of jobs lost, but as we said, a lot of jobs will be created. So what I was mentioning before, it happened with the Industrial Revolution. Everybody panicked. Oh, we're going to lose our horses and carts. This is going to change. The milkman's going to go. None of it happened, right? There was more jobs that ended up in factories. There was more people. What happened was, if you go back and you look at history, do some research, ladies and gentlemen, do some solid research. Don't listen to the naysayers. Go and check the facts. And what you'll find out is during that transition period, and as Jingyu said, when people started to upskill, the 1950s were the best economic period in the history of humanity, because that major change lifted millions of people out of poverty, millions around the globe. And it's going to happen again. And you are now at the forefront, and with the right tools, not only can you grow your business and support your family, but I want you to think about what you can do to help your community. What can you do to help other people around the globe? You have an opportunity right now to not only change your life and that of your family, but leave a legacy that impacts the world for the history going forward. What would that be like for your name, your business, your company to be spoken about in 10, 20, 50, 100 years time from now, because you did something that left a legacy behind that changed the world? To do that, you need the right tools. And Groove.ai is one of those tools that can help you set up that legacy. So we're looking forward to seeing you in the group with us, right? And coming along to some more of our live trainings as we have them, because as Jingyu said, we will continue educating people. The only thing you've got to do to get that education is show up. And the second thing you got to do is take action on it, right? Take action on it.
Absolutely, Nicholas. Wow, look, we're getting close, guys. We're getting real close. I'm just going to bring up my screen here. 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 16 seconds to go. And if you haven't got your Groove.ai backer, get it now. You need to get it now. Don't wait till the last minute. You really want to secure your placement there now. So I'm just going to go down this page here, and the way you get it is that you become a backer. You click on here, and you get to the Get Access page here. Now, this is where you will add down the bottom here. And we'll scroll right down until I can actually get this. Is a long page. There we go.
Yeah, because there's a lot of information on that
There's a
page,
lot of
right? By the way,
information.
all generated with Groove.ai, right? The entire
Well, I don't want to go through it either,
process.
Nicholas, because people don't have enough time to go and actually get their,
No, you don't have enough time to read. Just put in your details and buy it, right? And read it later.
Exactly.
Say, right?
So this is where you can actually, if you're not a backer, this is where you can start, where you can get access. Now, there are, and I've noticed that just in here, they've even put the full payments in there as well. So you have the choice of actually buying it outright for $8.97, or if you want to make payments a little bit easier for you, can do 2 payments of $4.97. And if that's probably a bit too much to handle at this stage, then go for the 4 payments of $250. That's $250 per month for over a 4-month period, and that should spread out the cost for you a wee bit more there. So do that, and then
that's a no-brainer, Peter, because if people really think about this, right? 4 payments. Remember, you're going to get access to the software early next month, which means you can start using it to generate an income, which means you can actually use the software to help the software pay for itself.
Exactly,
right?
And that's the beauty of this whole deal, with the Groove.ai backer. You're going to immediately be able to start making an income by just using the Groove.ai tool. It's just going to be amazing for you to be able to do that. Now, the other thing is too as well, you could start up your own SaaS company, your own AI SaaS company. Now, if you don't know what a SaaS company is, I think Nicholas referred to it back earlier in the stage, and it is Nicholas, say it again.
A software as a service. So SaaS, software as a service.
Software as a service. I always get mixed up a wee bit on that one, but okay, it's a white label, so you can make it your own. You put your own logo on it. It's your own business, but in behind the scenes, you've got Groove.ai managing all your website builds, your sales funnel builds for your different clients, things like email campaigns, the whole shebang. You literally will be a agency on its own in terms of, like, you're going to have developers at your disposal, marketing people that will deal with like social media and things like that. All those people will be at your disposal, and for how much? For $4.97 each month. Now, I know, and Nicholas, you might be able to also back this up, but that would literally, if you were to pay staff to do that, your own staff to do that every month, I know you're looking in the tens of thousands of dollars just to pay them what they're worth. Here, you're getting them for $4.97 every month. Now, the other thing is, if you sign up today, you're going to get free for 5 months that service. All right, so you don't have to pay for 5 months until, I think it's January 2024. That's when you'll start to pay. But by then, you would have probably generated enough income to cover those costs. I mean, how helpful will that be? So that's the start your own AI SaaS company, white label. You use your own logo, your own business name, and that way then you can start off your own agency, for your business. Now,
yeah, just to clarify on that, Peter, I think a lot of people may be looking at that and going, hey, hang on, I don't pay until January 2024. And the reason for that is that the actual white label won't be available until January 2024, right? So what it means is, between now and then, if you take the offer for the SaaS company, what it means is you're literally getting Groove.ai as a service that you can sell under your own brand name, right? Under your own brand name. But it means, as Peter said, from the moment we release the software in the next couple of weeks, you've got 5 months to build out those knowledge bases, 5 months to generate an income source, 5 months to build up a customer list. Like, you see what I'm saying? You've got plenty of time to build up the resources, information, knowledge base that you need, so that when it goes live and they switch on your domain name and we run through the process of how do you set it up under your own company name and you do all that, when you go live, you'll have customers already sitting in your pipeline. They're already sitting in your pipeline. That's what excites me. So that 497, that's a joke, right? 497, mate, I couldn't pay a quality developer 497 a month, more like $5,000 a month, right, for one developer. Yet Groove.ai has got a team of developers working in the background. So all these updates that are coming along, that's being done for you for 497. They're going to manage all the payment system. They're going to do all that for you as well, right? They're managing all the invoicing. They're managing all the customer queries. They're managing all, like, if you stop and think how many departments, you're looking at 50 grand plus a month in payouts and shelling out for all these different people. 497, are you nuts? Are you nuts? You'd have to be nuts not to take that offer, right? If you can't afford it, the question then becomes, what can you afford right now? And if you still say, well, I can't afford it now, the next question becomes, can you really afford not to? Because if you want your life to change, you've got to take a risk. Because nothing is guaranteed, as we said earlier. Take the risk, put it down for your future, right? Just do it. Just jump on it. You can always cancel it later if you decide in 5 months you don't want it. You can cancel it before you start being booked. But put it down. Do it now.
Absolutely, Nicholas. Thank you for that. And let's just go back to that page. Let's see where we are on the clock. Okay, you got just under an hour, guys. So we're going to get out of here very, very shortly. But I just want to thank everybody that's actually joined us today. Thank you for coming on to the session and being here and listening to what we've had to cover with the whole sort of Groove.ai wave. I mean, it's been mentioned there quite a few times, the AI wave. I think we've got a new term now for what we can call it, is the AI wave, definitely. So if you haven't backed already, go and do it now. And don't forget, there's that white label option there too as well. And like Nicholas said, do it anyway. If you think you're not going to use it in 5 months' time, then cancel it. All right. So there's an easy opt out if you like. But anyway, that's us, Nicholas. That's us. Yeah.
Well, one last thing about that, Peter, too, is the amount of white labels that are available is running out really fast. Right. Because here's the other thing. We're going to limit the amount of people that can have a white label so that the industry isn't overrun with every man and his dog. It's not like a PLR product where it, personal label rights where it can be sold to billions and they can just keep using it. No. Limited amount of people have this opportunity to have their own SaaS company. Do it now. Don't let this opportunity go, because you will never, and I can say this in all honesty, in 30 years of being online, I've probably seen 2 other opportunities that were as good as this, and I didn't grab them, and I watched people that did, and I watched how many millions they made because of it. Do not, whatever you do, if you're serious about building an online business, let this chance go by. Do it now. Get your lifetime upgrade and jump into the white label.
Awesome. And with that, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and maybe we'll see each other soon again. Bye for now.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.